Alright guys, in this video I'm going to show you guys how to flesh, or how I do it. It's pretty simple. It takes quite a few tools. When you start out, you want to take a brush, kind of clean that fur out. You want to get rid of any burrs that are in them, whatever there is for chunks after you skin them. This one's pretty dirty. Got a lot of blood in it. They'll wash that out later. You keep combing them out, get all that nasty fur out. Sometimes you don't need to. I do them all just because I don't go through too many in a season. That blood ain't gonna hurt anything. Then you just take your stuff out. Alright. Now, in the how-to skin video, I did show how to do the tail. You just slit it down with a little tail stripper, or tail slitter. It's got that little knife in there, a little blade. Alright, I just slit it with that, and cut that bottom lip out. You don't need it anyway, so I cut it out. Alright, your next step. Take your coon and flip it inside out. Alright, hang it up there. Now, when I go to flesh, I built my own fleshing beam, shop in high school. Kind of just looks like that. I do use an apron, just to stay clean. You don't have to, but it's kind of a nasty mess. I got little carabiners on it, so they click together pretty simple. Just like that in the back. Alright, you get a bucket here. And then you have your fleshing knife. Now this is about $50 to $60, depending on where you go. Mine I think was about $55, in that range. It's got the sharp end. This is a really sharp edge, and this is the dull end. And I'll kind of show you how to do that here in a little bit. Now, what you do is you take your hide, and if you haven't used your beam, what I do is I just take that fat, kind of rub it on there and get it a little greasy. That way the hide slides on and off. Pretty simple. Pretty easy. And then slide her down. Your tail in the center. And get her on there. Now, what you'll do is you take that sharp end and you want to get the coon's nose right at your belt line, right above, right at your belly button area. Take that sharp end, kind of work down. You want to try not to go through that hide. Just be careful. Alright, and then when I ever get about that far, switch to the dull end, and you just start pushing. Now you can either work all the way down, or when you get to a certain point you can bring it up, and I'll show you how I do that. I usually work all the way down unless it's a big coon. Usually I don't get all that big. It's about an average size coon. Alright, and you just keep working them down. This one's coming apart pretty good. Some are much tougher than this. You take your fat, throw it in the bucket. You work down. You want to get all off. Alright, and then you can rotate it clockwise, counterclockwise, kind of your preference as to how you do it. Slide her on. Alright. Just keep working with your dull side now. Get that stuff away from the ear, the eyes. Keep working down. Get rid of all that junk at the bottom. Just peel it away. Alright. Then you peel it up, bring it up to that leg, get rid of that stuff right around there. Get rid of all that fat at the bottom. Just keep rotating it around. Bring her down. Just keep using your dull side. Alright, and this was a boar coon. So you're going to have that little hole right there, a sow. We'll have the teats down here, and some they'll want to rip holes. Not such a big deal if you do in the belly, because they don't use that hide anyway. And it's not that big of a deal. I mean, you want to keep from ripping too many holes. Just keep working her around. Alright. Just a reminder, keep using that dull end of your knife. Bring her closer to you if you need to get some more of that little stuff off. When the hairs start poking through, then you need to quit. But you can tell this coon isn't very prime, it's still a little blue. You can see that in that gray look to it. And just kind of work around. And careful that you don't rip any holes in it. Just like that. Keep going. Work around that tail. Get rid of that nasty stuff. Alright, now we'll finish it up by doing the head. Kind of getting rid of the stuff you don't need. All it does is rot. So it makes it stinky. Alright, just go ahead and use the dull end of your knife. Get rid of that. Flip her around. It'll last a little bit. Alright, that's how I flesh my coon. Get all that fat off of them. Just to clean up, usually you just take a rag, wipe it down, hang it back up. Do it the right way. Alright, now to finish up on the head, let's see, I gotta grab. You want your knife and just a pliers, and you grab onto just the chunks where the mouth was. Just cut that off, throw it out, and just keep doing that till you got her all cleaned off. And one more side. There you go. And that will complete the how to flesh. And now I'll show you in another video how to do the stretching. So thanks for watching, and hope you found that interesting and hope it helped.